Good evening, everybody. It's just after 7 on a Monday night, and it's time to go wild. Welcome to the Time to Go Wild radio show here on Halton Community Radio 92.3 FM. We are also live across the internet on ws.hcr923fm.com/listen and on TuneIn. You can contact the show radio@widnesworld.co.uk and via Facebook and Twitter.com/ttgw radio. You can contact us by telephone 01928 835 291 and by text 07716 672 874. Start your messages with TTGW. All messages charged at your standard network rate. I hope you're ready. It's time to go wild. Evening.
Good evening.
Oh, a weekend that turned out quite interesting, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's one word to describe it.
But first...
Unpredictable.
Yeah, but first this. Well, you can guess why we're playing it, because, there's been officially 2 extra players announced to the Wild roster over the last week.
There has?
Ah, yes. One wasn't a surprise.
No, number 27.
Yes, he's been lurking there.
Pucker's manager, Barry Spragues,
Yes.
is coming as a reserve cover goalkeeper.
So, yes, we now have a number 27. He didn't have his shirt this week, but he will be getting his shirt officially.
Oh, yes.
So there will be a number 27, Spragues. And that genuinely makes history because he's the first Widnes born and bred person to sign for the Wild.
He is, yes.
And he's had ice time officially.
Yeah, so, his first period at D-side, wasn't it?
It was, yes. And we had a returnee.
We did, and it's number 12, Geoff Wigglesworth.
So welcome back to Wiggly Geoff. Hopefully we'll be catching up with him a little bit later on.
Yes, we should have him on the phone.
In the meantime, we're waiting for our guest who's somewhere lurking in the roads of Runcorn trying to find us.
If he goes fast enough, he'll disappear.
So hopefully he'll be with us shortly. In the meantime, I think I may as well do a little bit of this. Time for the roundup of the results across the Elite Ice Hockey League, the EIHA Women's Premier League and the NIHL Division 1 North and 2 North for the last week. Starting in the Elite Ice Hockey League for Friday the 19th of January. Belfast Giants 7, Coventry Blaze 4. On Saturday the 20th of January, Manchester Storm 3, Milton Keynes Lightning 1, Sheffield Steelers 7, Guildford Flames 3, Nottingham Panthers 6, Cardiff Devils 4, Belfast Giants 7, Coventry Blaze 2, Braehead Clan 4, Edinburgh Capitals 3, Fife Flyers 6, Dundee Stars 7 after a shootout. Sunday the 21st of January, Coventry Blaze 2, Manchester Storm 5, Milton Keynes Lightning 3, Nottingham Panthers 7, Guildford Flames 2, Belfast Giants 3, Edinburgh Capitals 1, Sheffield Steelers 7, Cardiff Devils 4, Fife Flyers 1, Dundee Stars 4, Braehead Clan 1. Into the EIHA English Women's Premier League. For Sunday the 20th of January, Bracknell Firebees 1, Kingston Diamonds 5. Sunday the 21st of January, Chelmsford Cobras 6, Kingston Diamonds 4. Into NIHL Division 1 North Morley for Saturday the 20th of January, Dragons D1 1, Nottingham Lions 6, Bellingham Stars 3, Solihull Barons 4 after overtime, Blackburn Hawks D1 2, Whitley Warriors 5, Solway Sharks 2, Sheffield Steel Dogs 6. For Sunday the 21st of January, Whitley Warriors 6, Blackburn Hawks D1 2, Sheffield Steel Dogs 4, Solway Sharks 2, Hull Pirates 9, Nottingham Lions 0, Dragons D1 1, Telford Tigers D1 18, Solihull Barons 5, Billingham Stars 1. Into NIHL Division 2 North Laidler for Saturday the 20th of January. Sutton Sting 4, Widnes Wild 2, Bradford Bulldogs 4, Telford Tigers D2 7, Hull Jets 10, Blackburn Hawks D2 1, Coventry Blaze NIHL 10, Dragons D2 1, Sheffield Senators 4, Altrincham Aces 1. And for Sunday the 21st of January, Altrincham Aces 3, Sutton Sting 5, Blackburn Hawks D2 2, Sheffield Senators 11, Telford Tigers D2 6, Coventry Blaze NIHL 3, and finally Widnes Wild 2, Bradford Bulldogs 4. And that's the roundup of the results over the last week from the NIHL and the Elite Ice Hockey League and the EIHL English Women's Premier League. After the game, we managed to catch a few words with some players and our chairman.
Doug Brown for Time to Go Live Radio, and talks to netminder Tom McDonald. How are you, Tom?
I'm pretty good, thanks. I'm pretty good. I guess a bit disappointed with the result from today, but yeah, generally I'm all right.
So, are you enjoying coming back and playing?
Yeah, it's been fantastic to be involved with the Wild. Like I was here in the first season, and I really enjoy being part of the team. It's got a great atmosphere in the sense of everything at the rink. I think we got a really good group of guys. We got a lot of ability on the ice. Yeah, I think it's a pleasure to be involved in this team, and I'm glad at my age of 35, as a goalie, I'm still able to be hopefully a useful contribution to the team.
So does that make you a veteran being 35?
I think it does. I'm officially the oldest person on the team.
All right.
So I'm just slightly older than Brittle. So yeah, I think I've got experience. I mean, I've never played a lot of games, but I think I've been around, so I've learned a lot from the different environments. So hopefully I contribute something. If it's not on the ice, it's in the changing rooms or in training.
So is it unusual? How tall are you?
I'm 6'3".
So is that an advantage or a disadvantage?
Yeah, I think that's a really big advantage. Most goalies in the NHL are like at least nowadays over 6 foot. Right. So height is a really good factor in goal because you fill more of the net. So yeah, I think it's useful. I guess maybe I don't quite have the speed to maximise the use of my height, but I think it's a bit more reach as well. Yeah. So yeah.
Well, whenever I've seen you play, I still remember the game where you had a shutout in Sheffield.
Oh yeah.
Last season.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was a good game. Yeah. So where do you think we'll be? I know put this weekend behind us. Yeah. So where do you think we're going to finish up at the end of the season?
I think. Well, I mean, of course, our aim is to be top. I think top is still. Finishing first is still very much on the cards. There's 12 games, I think, left.
Yeah.
So I think we'd be really disappointed if we're not top, because it's ours to lose. I mean, excluding this weekend, it's made it trickier, but I think that's the goal of the team. And otherwise, very much being up near the top of the league. It's competitive this year, though, isn't it? With a number of teams on the same points as us now.
Well, I think before this weekend there was 5 teams within 4 points.
Yeah.
And we've had another weekend where some of our closest rivals have lost as well.
Yeah.
So it swings and roundabouts from that point of view.
I think it's like the fans' perspective on the league. I think it's made the league more interesting. I don't know what it's like to watch some of the games where we come up short against weaker teams like tonight. I imagine it's frustrating, because it's frustrating for us and it's frustrating to watch from on the bench. But it is an interesting league because you don't know what's going to happen. Like, I think for most people, it's probably it's nice to play some good teams and play competitive games. Not so much today.
No, not so much today, but it's interesting that you don't know. Teams seem to sort of pull out that stop when they play playoffs.
Yeah.
They go that little bit faster, a bit harder. And I think we're set up as one of the teams they want to beat.
Yeah.
And that obviously makes it more interesting.
Yeah, and I think that's, I mean, we're really aware of a lot of teams come here, we've got a great atmosphere, lots of people want to be playing for Wild, and a lot of people we play against have tried to play for the Wild and haven't got on, so a lot of people have things to prove against us, and I think it's a motivating factor when they come here.
Yeah.
So, I think it makes it challenging sometimes for us, but I think sometimes we don't help ourselves out in some games, but when in some of the big games like Altrincham recently and Hull last weekend, we can. So I think in the playoffs, playing stronger sides on big ice as well. I mean, obviously this is our home, but big ice favours some of our faster players, so playoffs should be very interesting.
Thanks very much, Tom.
Yeah.
Very nice talking to you.
Yeah.
It's taken us some time to catch up with you.
Yeah.
Thanks very much.
Cheers. Thanks, bye.
Time to go on radio, catching up with club chairman Matt Lloyd after the Widnes were taking on the Bradford Bulldogs. Well, Matt, didn't quite go to plan.
No, am I allowed to swear on the radio?
Sadly, no.
Okay, so basically, Phil Pearson for them was absolutely stunning. He stopped 69 shots of the 71 that were on him, made some saves that were unbelievable, and although I would say when we put the highlights out on video, it would be against the Trade Descriptions Act for the Widnes Wild, for Phil Pearson, it is definitely a highlights reel. We were poor, they were average, their goalie was out of this world.
I must admit there were some beautiful post-to-post saves in that second period especially, and I was like wondering how on earth anyone was going to score past him.
It's just one of those days, and you know, when you saw every time the puck went loose, it just magnetically went to their stick. Another thing to give the Bulldogs credit for is their penalty kill. They took a lot of penalties and they killed them all, and they were fantastic. They're obviously well drilled, they expect to take penalties, they're obviously a physical team and know that's what they're going to do, and it worked for them. And credit where credit's due, they won the game, but they won it because their goalkeeper was just amazing.
Well, it was a very pressing game. The first period, very scrappy. Third period was a lot more open play. But every dog has its day, so to speak, and to coin the phrase and the incidental pun there, and it was Bradford's day.
Yeah, it certainly was. And I think, actually, whoever wins the league, it'll be down to Bradford. I don't think Bradford will win the league, but I think they'll have the biggest say in who wins it. You know, Aces have lost tonight, which means that they're not going to go top, which means Sting aren't going to go top, although they'll have game in hand. If Telford win in Coventry, which we'll know by the time this airs, then they'll be top, but they'll have played a lot more games than anybody else. So it's all to play for, and there's still 15 odd games left this season.
Well, that's hockey, really. So it's going to be one heck of a tight run out to the end of the season, and Wild just dust themselves down and come back fighting next week. Yeah,
at the end of the day, the big difference is always the fans, and we really need the fans to get behind us on every game. And so we're going to do a special offer every week for away travel of £5, and we just need to get all the fans, as many as possible, to the away games, and we need everybody here screaming for the Wild for the home games, because that could be the thing that makes the difference at the end of the day.
Thanks, Matt.
No problem. See you later, guys.
Well, there you go. Yes, very interesting thoughts on the end of on the game and the end of it. And Phil Pearson, he was the MVP for the game, to be honest.
It would have been a travesty if he didn't get MVP.
And there was points, and the highlights, though they are out, they don't really do him justice, because some of the post-to-posts he was pulling off was a case of where on earth is he getting that post-to-post movement from? It was fantastic saving. Absolutely top-quality goaltending from him.
Well, didn't he take 70-plus shots?
The game sheet. First period, 14 shots versus 11 on Matt Crowell. Second period, 20 on Phil Pearson, 11 on Matt Crowell. Third period, 9 on Matt Crowell, 37 on Phil Pearson. 37.
So he had a shutout on 37 shots.
37 for none. 14 for none. That's some going.
It is. It's very, very good.
That is some going. Now, we do have a guest. He's somewhere out in the roads of Runcorn. So we're going to take a little break and put a bit of music on. I'm going to contact him and find out where he is. So hopefully he's going to be here. Hopefully he'll be here. It's like a little bit of a shot. And he does have a bit of a connection. He has a connection with both teams. So I think something a little bit different. How about a little bit of Lost Prophets and Last Train Home? And our guest has arrived now. You might have noticed a bit of a tweet went out saying, yes, connection with both Widnes and Bradford, because he's an ex-Widnes player, but he now wears a Bulldog on his jersey. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, he can give me a nod. Does he play in the same number?
No, I don't actually, no.
Oh, I thought you were 8.
Now. Number 8, yeah.
What were you last time?
7.
7.
I think I was.
Please welcome Mark Higson. Thanks for coming in, Mark, and finally finding us.
Yeah, cheers for the directions, boys.
I know
one little trick on me, sending me around the houses, but
yeah,
got here in the end.
That's just the joys of Runcorn.
Joys of Runcorn, yeah.
Yeah, so, well, after the last time you were in Widnes, this, for the, as a Bulldog, bit of a change last night's game, wasn't it?
Oh, it was a fantastic performance by the boys. We got the result what we wanted, which was fantastic for us as a team. We got every game counts, so that was one we like to tick off.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
You seem to have changed your playing style in the last couple of matches.
Bradford as a team?
Yeah.
Well, obviously you visited just before Christmas and we went out celebrating after that one.
Yeah, we noticed that. We celebrated, we commiserated in the...
in Curry House. Yeah, I kind of heard about that. Yeah, we ate the shed in Bradford, which is a special place for us boys over there. Yeah, fantastic. Obviously I wasn't icing that particular game, but I saw the result. It was nice to see, to walk into the building.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good game. We did notice the change of personnel in certain positions.
From the Bradford's point of view.
From the Bradford point of view, yes.
Yeah, we obviously we've got 4 lines signed up, but give and take when lads are injured, working commitments, things of that nature, you just got to go with the boys what you've got. And Brown does a fantastic job, and Hannah on the bench of organising the squad for the teams what are in front of us. So yeah, we did a number on that particular night, so it ended the series 2-2.
Yeah,
yes,
I'm just looking at the scores here. We had a 0-5, a 0-10, and you've come back with a 3-1 and a 4-2.
Yeah, it was a bit, that's like I say, last time I spoke to you at Widnes, that result was just shocking. It was just, it wasn't what we were looking for. A 10-0 defeat in Widnes' barn. We knew we could do better. It was the small things. The lads had to regroup, and the next time we showed up,
well, you did the last 2. You'd taken back the book, haven't you? Really?
Yeah.
It's a different.
Do you find it better when you're away to be kind of short benched?
It's a funny one, really. When you're short benched, you don't get time to just how do you put it? Just to stand there on the bench, think about what you've done wrong, what you've done right. It's just flowing all the time. As soon as you get off, you get a breath, you get a drink of water, you're back on the pad, and you're doing what you need to do. When you roll 3 lines, 4 lines, sometimes lads will sit on the bench. They go out there, they're all excited, do a little mistake, come back to the bench, and then they're back sat down for another 6-7 minutes until the next out. So sometimes it can work on a positive. On the flip side, last season we were losing by 1-2 goals coming to the back end of the season. We were all 2 lines pretty much halfway through that season, but we were just losing out in that third period of hockey because we just ran out of legs.
I was going to comment on the legs. The legs last night from the Bradford team were phenomenal. The 2-way skating, I couldn't fault it.
Yeah, we believed we could get a result from that game, obviously from the result we got just before Christmas. We was unlucky to lose the night before because it was a double-header weekend for us against Telford. We had a collapse in the beginning of the second period, only for about 4 or 5 minutes, but it cost us the game. And that shows how tight this league is at the moment. Every team can win every other.
When you look at the scoring last night, it went to 1-1, then all of a sudden, bang, bang, bang. What was bang, bang? 2 goals in for Bradford. A little bit later, bang.
Yeah.
And then it's a case of clawed 1 more back for 4-2, but the third period it was even Stevens. But those 2 quick goals after Widnes scored, it was a case of, hang on a minute, this from the Widnes point of view, the script's definitely gone out the window tonight.
Well, I like the script at the beginning of the game as we're circling the pad, and I don't know who was announcing that game. They were saying after tonight's result, Widnes are going top of the league, and we kind of had a bit of an upset there, which was kind of rubbing salt into the wounds. But
yeah, we did kind of jinx it last night.
Hey, you're not going to jinx it. If there's lads on the pad they're determined to get a result out of the game, you don't kick a dog when it's down. So.
No. Well, as I said in the post-match with Matt, I mean, and it was an unintended pun. Every dog has its day, and it was the Bulldogs' night.
Yeah, like I say, once we've got three lines, and we are out there trying to compete with a equal opponent, we can get good results.
The magic you had, the outstanding player of the night, was Phil Pearson.
Oh yeah, he stood on his head.
There was some post-to-post saves, I was saying just before you arrived, and I'm watching him, and there was one point in the second period, and I hold my hands up and say, yeah, the highlights don't do him justice, because 1 minute he's facing where I filmed from above the dressing room area, he's facing the stands, the puck comes across the crease, well, in front of goal. I think it's to Ollie Barron. Ollie shoots, and next thing it's in his glove, or he's got his lower pad to it. It's a case of, hang on a minute, how did you do that? Because it's one weakness a lot of goalies have, is that post-to-post movement, and his was phenomenal.
Yeah, he stood on his head, and the penalty-killing teams, they also stood on their head. We got an accumulation of penalties, and I would say between Widnes and Hull on the power play at the top of the league, you don't want to give penalties to them teams, because they work the puck around so well, look that open guy, and they'll punish you. But we stood on our heads. We killed, I think it was 3 on 3, 5 on 3.
There was at least 2 5 on 3.
2 5 on 3.
And as one of my phrases, if you're not scoring 5 on 3, they're not going in. And last night was one of those cases where it wasn't going to go in for the guys. It was just amazing. Really, really well drilled defence.
Yeah.
And I definitely give 100% credit to everyone on that Bradford Bulldogs bench last night. They came and played an aggressive, physical road game. And
yeah, like I say, you can't do anything with the penalty. The ref calls something, you have to agree with it and sit in the box. But them penalties, we like you say, played a solid defensive.
You didn't get pulled out. You didn't try and do a breakaway and get caught.
Not the punisher.
You sat there and your triangle was perfect.
Yeah,
you just moved around.
Like I say, when Miles saw the opportunity to pressure a player, if he's got the puck where he wanted it, he was there. If not, like you say, the triangle was set up and it moved around. It was a good to watch as a player also. So I enjoyed the game.
Yeah, well, I know the Bradford fans who were in there, and there was also some friends of mine over from Hull, because they had I think it's the Kingston Knights were playing the Halton Huskies. And afterwards, and I know some of them were probably shouting for Bradford.
Yeah,
and it was a lively effort. In fact, a message came through in terms of our normal attendance, which is sort of between 340, 350 based on the seats. We'd sold over that amount. So in terms of the seating capacity, it was an official sellout.
Yeah.
So there you go.
It was good to hear, like I say, on our bench, when them goals were going in and when we were celebrating, you could hear the place, it was silent. And all you could hear was us cheering, and that was like, we've come here, we made a result, we've proved that we compete with these teams, even with the lads that we've got, 2 lines, we competed them, and the faces at the end, they were a picture, but obviously...
It just shows the two sides of hockey. You came there and you took a 10-0, and you come back and you do a 4-2.
Well, in our after game interview on the 11th of December, I think it was, I said the dressing room is full of heart. The lads enjoy each other's company, most of us, but yeah, that wasn't a reflection of what the team can do. And obviously we regrouped, got together at training, come back, and obviously got a result what we were looking for.
Well, we've got to try and get a phone call in just a minute, so we'll take a break for a song. But I just before we do that, I mean, you've been playing hockey for, well, I'll just say, roughly how many years have you been playing hockey at league level, at least?
I've done 3 seasons at league hockey.
Just the 3?
Just the 3, yeah.
Oh, right.
I'm a late bloomer to the...
But, I mean, in all your years of following hockey and league hockey, especially at the EIHA levels, when you look at the table this year...
Oh, it's fantastic.
Right now,
yeah.
5th to 2nd are level points with the top team 2 points above.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't, to coin a phrase, you can't get a Rizzler between them.
No.
And how often can you say that in the league?
We played Sheffield last week, and we came away from that 3-2 loss, but it was something what we let it slip a little bit, and obviously we should have got a result there, and then that would have put us one step closer to Sheffield, and then playoffs could have possibly still have been on the cards.
Well, losing by 1 goal is nothing really, is it?
No.
But
that's one of those games that can go either way.
But this is hockey and anything can happen.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll take a break. Hopefully we'll get our guest on the phone, and we should catch you
listening
after a little bit of Van Halen. So there we go, a little bit of Van Halen and Jump, and we have a guest on the line. Hi, Geoff Wigglesworth. Thanks for joining us.
Good evening, everyone.
Well, how does it feel to be back with the Wild?
Yeah, it's great. It's a great feeling, to be honest. It was a decision I took straight away, to be honest. When I heard Ollie was interested in having me back, I just said, yeah, no problem, I'll be back.
And it must be,
with everything that's been going on, I think it was the right move for me at this time.
I take it well, I mean, the standards of the 2 leagues, it's you can give us a bit of an insight on the different styles of play.
Well, it's a lot quicker, I can say that, but I don't want to sound like I'm disrespecting any lads in the league that we're in, because that league's improved so much. A lot of good players have dropped down into this league or are still in this league, you know. I don't think what can I say, I don't think like the players that are in our league are miles behind the players in the league above, but it's the EPL players that are miles ahead of everyone else. I was saying to the lads in the change rooms, if you've noticed any of my posts, or like a lot of people might have seen, I keep putting hashtag Geoff the Roofer on it. And Sean Dipnall was always doing it, because what happened is we was up in Hull, and I lined up on the face-off circle, and you had Matty Davis, ex-Storm player, then we had Jay Hewitt, ex-Steelers player, and then we had Lee Bonner, who's just come back from, he's been playing in America, and he was hammering us silly score, can't remember what it was, and I went in change rooms and like lads was deflated and that. I said, look boys, I said, what we all deflated for? I said, they've got Matty Davis, they've got Jay Hewitt, they've got Lee Bonner, they've got awesome players. I said, and we've got Geoff the Roofer. There's no comparison, you know.
You just go out there and play your game, don't you?
Yeah, that's what I've done. I've got my head down. I've worked hard. I've give everything I had to the club where I was, and I'm going to do the same here. I'll play with my heart on my sleeve, and I'm not the greatest player, but I'll work harder than most on the ice. This weekend, don't know what it was with me this weekend. I don't think I was really on my game, but I don't know if it's just a change and everything like that. I've got to adjust a little bit, but I punished myself tonight in the gym for not working hard enough in my eyes. I'm my own worst critic. People don't need to tell me when I play bad. I know I've played bad, so all this week I'll be in the gym training first, then I'm going to work hard. I'm playing with some new players as well, so it's getting used to how they play.
Yeah,
it's a bit different, you know, when you're expecting one thing and that player doesn't know how you play either, so they do the opposite. So it's frustrating at times, but I'm just gutted we lost. Bradford deserved the win, I think, personally. I think I'm not scared to say that when I think a team deserves a win. They turned up, they had a game plan, they stuck to it, they worked harder than us. If you look, I've just watched the highlights just before I come on, and they first to every puck. In front of me, I'm slow off the jump on the face-off, so they kept clearing the zone. Just all sorts of things which I know what I've done. I'm going to work on that, and I'm going to pull some of the lads who I'm playing with and say, let's try certain things. Now I've had that experience in the upper league, I read the game a little bit better than what I did when I was there last time. I'm hoping that starts to show. My pass selection, my ability to read the game a little bit better, I'm hoping that starts showing a little bit more. But just can't pressure myself. I've got 12 games left. We've got to pull together, and then we've got to get our heads down.
Well, I
we
mean,
can't slip up anymore.
This league is so tight this year in the top 5, as we were just saying before we came on air, and with yourself, and anything can happen, and that's the way hockey. And I mean that's what makes the game, particularly this year, for everybody so exciting.
Yeah, it's a good league. It's a good league. That's why I didn't hesitate to come back down. I don't see it as I'm dropping down levels. I'm just dropping down to a more competitive league, because that league is just way apart up in that league. It's like we're turning up to games and was getting beat 14-15-0, and it's like, do you know what amazed me at weekend, and I've not had it all the shit, is how many fans we had at Sheffield. I couldn't believe it. It was like, I'll come out and I was like, obviously some people see me in the cafe and didn't know I was playing, so I didn't say anything, and obviously I got announced just before the game, and then Sting announced an NHL draft pick or something.
Yeah.
There's a little tweet off one of the Aces fans, Ian Greaves, saying Sting signed an NHL draft, and Widnes signed Geoff Wigglesworth. Another one. No comparison, like, but it's just one of them. There's good players in every team. Like, Butler's good, Kearney's good on his day when he's keeping his head on his shoulders. Higson did a great job last night. They all did a good job. Kemp did a good job on his own up front. He worked hard. He got his reward by his first goal.
We got Mark here in the studio. He couldn't quite hear that one. But,
yeah. You're
getting flattery from Geoff. Do you want to ask him a quick question?
You alright, Geoff? How's it going?
Hi, buddy. Okay.
Alright, pal. So you returned back to the Wild, have you?
Yeah, mate. That's it.
Not floating your boat?
That's it. It's just one of the things, mate. It's standards, isn't it, mate? I just felt like it was my time to go, mate, and that's what I've done. I've been given an opportunity, and I'm going to grab it with both hands. So,
well, fair play to you.
That's how it is.
Couple of games left of the season. Hope you get there on goal sheets.
That's it. Yeah. I got an assist on a weekend, but it's not enough for me. I need to be putting some numbers up. So, work hard, and it'll come.
Well, that's the plan. All right, fella. You take it easy.
Yeah, you too, mate.
Ciao.
Cheers.
Well, it's good to have you back in a Wild shirt, and we'll mention it now. There are I think it's your home and away shirts apparently are available on loan and loans.
It is.
So anyway, we shall wish you well.
Thank you very much, appreciate it.
We shall catch up with you the weekend, Geoff.
Yeah.
In the meantime,
no problem. Yeah.
You take care.
And
yeah, you too.
We've noticed your two boys coming on as well.
Oh yeah, the Bash brothers. Yeah, I've just put them to bed. I had to strip them out of the hockey kit before. They was knocking holes out of each other in the living room.
Bless them. And you take care, and we'll catch you
Yeah,
later.
thank you very much.
Cheers, mate.
Bye.
Take care.
See you again. Bye.
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 Right, quick. We've only got about 15 minutes to go, so better get on cracking on. It's What's On Guide time. So don't forget, you've got your usual bits and bobs through the Widnes Wild website. Check them out for all your travel, etc., etc. And don't forget, our big one is coming up on Sunday the 3rd February for away travel. So, Doug, what's coming up?
What's coming up this Sunday? We're at home to the Coventry Blaze. Following Saturday the 3rd, we're away to the Hull Jets. That's going to be another interesting one. That faces off at 5:15. The following week, the Saturday the 10th, the Widnes Wild women are away to the Bracknell Firebees. That faces off at 5:05. On the Sunday, they've got a double header that weekend. The ladies are away again to the Swindon Topcats. That faces off at 1 o'clock. On Sunday the 11th, the Widnes Wild are at home to the Deeside Dragons 2. That's a 5:30 face-off. On Sunday the 18th, the Kingston Diamonds host the Widnes Wild women at 12:30. On Sunday the 18th, the Widnes Wild men take on the Blackburn Hawks D2 in the Widnes Barn. On Sunday the 25th, the Widnes Wild women are at home to the Kingston Diamonds, face off at 5:30. And finally, on Sunday the 25th of February, the Blackburn Hawks D2 host the Widnes Wild in Blackburn, face off at 17:45.
Don't forget, keep an eye on the website. We have a quick bit on earn and loans. we have Kyle Haslam's away and warm-up. We have Geoff Wigglesworth home and away. We have Barry Sprague's away, and we have Nick Manning's warm-up available. Check out the Widnes Wild website for details. Oh, sorry, Brooke.
Interesting, they go in before they even get signed, aren't they?
I know. So, cracking on, we now have to come to the very important thing of the night.
And now on Time to Go Wild Radio, it is time to sit back and relax and enjoy Mike Marr's Monday Mantra.
Well, Mike's mantra this week. In sport, you win some and you lose some. This was one where we lost one. Or was it two? We know this has put pressure on us to retake our top spots, but we have the team to do exactly that.
Join us again next week for more wise words on Mike Marr's Monday Mantra.
I'm trying to cue something up, but for some reason the mouse went a wee bit wappy. Here we go. Finally, here we go. Here we go, gents. Now, it's quiz time. You make the call. Now, last week's quiz questions, courtesy of the EIHA, www.eiha.co.uk, which is... Yes, I know, it's going to put it on the screen. The Team Stripies. Now, last week's answers haven't gone up, so we'll just quickly scroll down to them, and I'll just remind everyone of the questions. You can think about them for next week. When an attacking player is assessed a misconduct penalty in the attacking zone, where is the resulting face-off taken? Any answers, Mark? Any ideas?
I'd say our zone.
Okay. Question 2. A player in full control of the puck in the neutral zone skates backwards into the zone with the puck on the end of his stick until it fully crosses the blue line. Is it onside or offside?
Was he in complete control of the puck?
They're saying he's in complete control.
I don't know, it depends which linesman you get. I'd say offside.
I agree with that one.
We did have a dissenting voice last week who thought it was onside.
And finally, from last week, what are the 3 principles to keep in mind for coincidental penalties?
Don't get them.
So there you go. So, answers on a postcard, because they've not been posted yet. In the meantime, week 14. So here we go. Thinking caps on, guys. Can you ice the puck without using your stick? Any idea?
Yes.
Do you think you can?
You have to be a proper He-Man to do that. Throw a puck down other side of the zone.
Or kick it? Off your blade?
With skates on. I'd like to see someone try.
Right, okay. Question 2. Can you commit an icing infraction directly from a face-off?
Yes.
Yeah, because if it's in the opposite zone, you can basically ping it down.
Yeah.
And is the puck in play if it stops on top of the boards, the dashers? So if it stops on the boards, is it in play?
So what you're talking about, the plexi to the boards?
I'm assuming that's what it means, the dasher boards, rather than the kick boards. I'd assume it's...
See, it's funny because obviously the rinks we play in, D-side used to have netting, Bradford's got netting, it's got a bare area where the puck could go on, so I imagine if it goes above the board level and sits on there, it's going to be out to play, or you'd be trying to claw it off the side, so I'd say area to play.
Yeah, I'll go with that one. Oh, I killed the wrong jingle. So that's the one I would go with anyway. So
I'll be the voice of dissent this week and say I think it's in play.
Okay. Well, no, that's the whole point.
It's not above head height.
That's the
whole.
whole.
Obviously, if it hits the netting, it'll drop down. You'll be game players scrambling.
Yeah, but it's hit netting above.
Listen, I can't get a drill right in training. Never mind getting questions right from the EIH.
We shall see.
So more next week. If you got any comments, then drop us a line. Now, a couple of quick newsy items. The Widnes Wild Women were doing a fundraiser at the weekend and raised a massive £250. And as part of that, with an extra very generous donation of half of his 50-50 winners from Barry Sprague. So thank you to Barry for that. But it does mean that TJ's, our dear Tom Jackson, his lovely locks are coming off at the end of the season.
Yes, well, there's various views on how how much he's going to charge per inch.
So anyway, but that's all going for
gives them extra time to actually grow some more.
So that's an interesting one. And Diana Cuglietta, I think it is Cuglietta, I apologise if I've pronounced it wrong, had the honour of officiating at last week's Under-18 Women's World Championships in Dimitrov. So big one for that, for British hockey, and more so for the women's game. But I do apologise if I pronounced your name wrong, Dina. I get tongue-tied at the best of times. So yes, it's I think we managed to get through a few more nights there. Been a busy night tonight, this.
Yeah, tell me about it driving around here.
The roads of Runcorn do generate quite a maze for people, and
yes,
people do have a tendency
you have to get escape velocity if you travel around fast enough. It'll fling you out like a centrifuge.
Things for Bradford for the coming season. We'll big them up a bit more because they've actually been on quite a bit of a run, I think.
We're hit and miss. The games will be a bit.
Well, yeah, I mean, you've took Widnes. You've took Widnes twice, in fact. That's a big scalp for you guys.
Yeah.
So
Coventry next. So we can't put all the hard work in what we've done this weekend and let it go next week away to Coventry. I don't know if Budge is in there or Phil's back in. Obviously, both have equal good games. So obviously we'll get down there, try and put a result in. We've got a duster, what's turning 40 this week.
All right.
Yeah. You might not think of it to look at him, but our head coach Brown there, his days are limited on the ice, I would imagine.
Oh.
He's 40 years old. Just rub it in a little bit more.
40 is young.
Depends which way you look at it. To be honest, he put in 3 good solid back checks against Widnes there, so big up to Brown. Chiselled one off Carney.
But I mean, you've got a couple of interesting fixtures, isn't it? You know, you've then got Sutton Sting at home on the 3rd, then Telford away on the 4th of February, and then Sutton Sting at home on the 10th, followed by Altrincham away. So Sutton Sting away and Altrincham away on the same weekend. Ouch! That's going to be that's going to be a busy one. I mean, Sutton and Altrincham both flying high.
Yeah, and then they've got Altrincham the following week at home.
Yeah. So
like I say, we'll take each game as it comes and just try and get a result from each one. Obviously, we're in the latter end of the season now. Bodies banged about a bit, and obviously work commitment to the boys. Whoever can make the games, we'll put the strongest squad we can, and we'll try and take it to every single team.
I'm putting my neutrals hat on, and I'm going to say it: the Bulldogs definitely have got a bite this year.
They had a bite last year, but it was just short of a few players last year. Like I say, this coming season, Brown took on a couple more lads, and we've had a few more legs and a bit more grit, and we're getting the results what we want.
So, but this is hockey; anything's possible.
Well, that's it. Like I say, Bradford's a great place to play at. They've got a great kids program over there.
I'd say it's one of the most character rinks in the country.
Oh, wow, yeah. You've got quality players coming out to Bradford all the time.
I actually like Bradford's rink. It's just unusual. First floor ice rink. No, it couldn't happen.
No, it definitely happens. Trust me, it definitely happens.
So what's the thing with making the opposition walk downstairs?
Obviously, the building's it had its 50th anniversary last year, so it's been there for 50 years. So that alone says volumes. Obviously, you had there was one on Blackpool Seafront not long ago. Cleveley's ice rink. What did that last 3 years before it felt bits? You had that TBR rink that was there 12 months, 18 months. That's gone. So obviously they're standing the test of time. Bradford is going, and obviously it wasn't designed around hockey when it was imposed. So obviously we get first dibs on the changing room. I'm sorry for anybody who turns up. You can go upstairs and walk downstairs. I'm sure these lads don't mind a couple of steps.
Well, you've been
unless they're walking back up after a loss.
It's pretty bad when you're a netminder trying to walk upstairs in a gear.
Well, you'll find in the back changing room not a lot of players have equal respect for their goalies because they can run their mouths once or twice. I couldn't make the last game in Bradford, but yeah, it is
it is an imposing place, and it's one of those small rinks where a few voices can make it quite intimidating as well, because you're high or low right on top of the action.
Yeah, obviously you say there's little peccadillos in every rink, and every player knows their own rink. And there was a bit of a comment about the boards. You're saying that Widnes lost due to the boards. There's only one or two pitfalls in Bradford rink, so if you rim a board and puck round, it might come out in an equal angle, but that works the other way when the opposing team are attacking. But like I say, it's worked well in our favours, and like I say, every team has their own rink and they should be playing well out of it. So it's equal ground for everybody.
Well, I mean, I give fair on the knowing the boards. I mean, I've known Hull Arena rink for a long time, and that had a few before they redid the boards a couple of years back. That had a few interesting dead zones on the kickboards in particular, and again on the plexi, you can rim it round some days, and next thing I just catch one of the door plexis a bit funny and ping, it's off at a strange angle, and it's 50-50. It can work for the home team or the away team's benefit. That's
it. Once you get something like that, it can make some players look very silly as the puck comes around you. You've committed, but it makes it interesting for the game.
Oh, yeah. It's caught many. I mean, not saying in these, but I've seen bits on YouTube where it's caught goaltenders out. They flick it, rim it round the boards. It hits a rogue bit of plexi. It bounces back, and they're looking the wrong way. Next thing, it's in the goal.
Yeah. Like I say, it's all good for people who are watching. But like I say, coming away from obviously finishing the series 2-2, massive bonus for us. We were all celebrating. Witters getting his 2 points. The D playing a fantastic job. Phil standing on his head. Salty playing a top game. He got 3 apples. So
yeah,
it was a good team performance. And like I say, roll on next weekend. Looking forward to getting to training this weekend. Obviously myself, I've been off I should be off for 6 months, but I've had a 6-7 week off, and I'm trying to get back at it.
Yeah, I'll mention that. That some people, they take an injury, they take time. Hockey players, any hockey player I've spoken to hates sitting out.
Oh yeah, definitely. You can't sit at the sidelines and watch the game. I can't even watch a game on the telly and not get the bug to get out. That's the annoyance from my wife. The lads take the mick, as I do get around the country, and I do drop into certain ice rinks: Cardiff, Nottingham, Scotland, Widnes. Like I say, anywhere there's free ice time going, you see me knocking about sometimes.
I mean, there's other people they've given up for a few months and go, nope, itchy feet, got to start. So.
Yeah. Well, like I say, I actually meant to come back slowly the other week, but I went to Blackburn Buccaneers session and got took out from behind, landed on my shoulder. I thought, fantastic. Dropped onto the Raiders session at Widnes, helping out with the Elks at Widnes, a bit of the coaching there, a bit of the youth development down there, which is getting your feet moving. But as soon as you're back on the ice, you want to be trying to do something a bit more positive, a bit more productive when it comes to game days. But should be interesting to see last 9 or 10 games come to the end of the season. I think the Bulldogs will be pushing hard for them wins.
Well, I shall wish you well for the rest of the season, and thank you for coming in this evening.
Yeah,
we're going to
have to
wrap up for another week. I'll be back on Thursday from 9 with Musical Mayhem, and we'll be back next Monday.
We will.
From 7. So, for another week, Doug.
Good night.
And we'll play it with a little bit of Duran Duran's Rio. Till next week, ta-ra.